Man, it did terrible, man. And it was Deontay Wilder's fault. You know that, son. Hold on. What's poppin', Fight World? You rocking with your boy, man. So I know you know the numbers are in, man. They talking 700,000. You know what I mean? I would say more like 650, 650,000 to be, you know what I mean, conservative, because, you know, when they raised the numbers, that means it did a little bit lower. You know, Bob Arum talked about this fight doing $2 million. I think he was reaching a little bit there, wishful thinking, but it's all Deontay Wilder's fault, man. This guy can't sell out a family diner. I mean, this guy is horrible for heavyweight boxing. Listen, people, with all the illegal streams, I understand that the pay-per-view buys will be a little bit low, but people know what they want to pay for. If it was Mike Tyson or Holyfield, people would put their money where their mouth is because they want to support. But it's hard to support a fighter like Deontay Wilder. People don't want to put their money on the wood for this dude. I mean, look at the weigh-in. He got booed. Look at the fight. He got booed on his way in and booed on his way out. People do not like this guy. It's not my fault that they don't like him. It's not race. It's him itself. He's horrible for boxing. People, at the end of the day, I wanted this fight to do well because that will give us, well, I was hoping that it would give us some more cross the street fights. You see what I'm saying? You know, the earlyweight Bully Spence and Terrence Crawford and a lot of other fights that can be made across the street and around the corner. You understand me? To use the way Bully Spence phrase. You see me? So I'm trying to figure it out, man. And I'm disappointed. But Tyson Fury had the fans. Tyson Fury was the draw. Tyson Fury is the reason why the pay-per-view did as good as it did. It wasn't Deontay sloppy. I mean, good God. You in the States going up against an unknown quantity. A guy who came to the States and fought a few different times. Now he moved and shake. And you got a guy that's from here that couldn't even get the stadium in which he fought at on Black History Month to cheer him on his way in. How about the weigh in? To cheer him as he weigh in. People, it's obvious. It's Deontay Wilder. He's stinking up the joint, people. We got to get him up out of here. Now, at the end of the day, we don't need to see the third fight. Because at the end of the day, we look at social media, all these different YouTube channels. They can't take defeat. They're talking about the gloves was tampered with. They're talking about maybe he was on steroids. They're talking about illegal punches. They're talking about costume fitting. They're talking about lawyers and doctors, and they turning themselves into all kind of something. I don't know. People, Tyson Fury does not need to go through that again. So at the end of the day, man, he needs to pay Deontay Wilder some side money, right? Have him sit down, have him relax, have him take a nap, and let the true boxing fans see what true boxing glory look like. And that's Anthony Joshua and your boy Tyson Fury for Undisputed. We don't need Deontay Wilder anymore, man. He's done, man. We've been waiting for this for a very long time for the WBC belt to get up out of his hands. Now he won a third fight. You lost the first fight. We don't want to see you anymore, bro. Know what I mean? Now, people talk about him snapping back and he come back. Yeah, he'll come back and do exactly what he did when he did the all 40 fights. But he got to do it against the level of opposition that he did it against. But can he come back and beat somebody elite like Tyson Fury, elite like Anthony Joshua, elite like Dillian White, elite like Joseph Parker? No, he can't. He cannot do so. Because everybody understands now that, look, first of all, I need you to understand something. What Tyson Fury did, as far as backing him up, taking the big right-handed weight, obviously he's empty. He has no more bullets after that, right? But it takes someone to dare to be great. And it takes someone to not be afraid of the moment. It takes someone to not be afraid of the big right hand to attempt to push Deontay Wilder back. Because like Eddie Hearn said, right, the best promoter that ever did it and got away with it. I mean, this guy is great for boxing, right, putting on a great show, sign up for the zone. I got it, you should too. But he said, listen, I didn't think that was a good game plan because of the big right hand. I mean, everybody knows that Deontay Wilder can't fight going backwards, but who's going to take that risk of pushing the guy back that got the big equalizer, and you may screw up the fight? You may mess up your opportunity because everybody knows with a big right hand, what do with a guy like Deontay Sloppy? You outbox him. You move around the ring. He doesn't like movers, right? So you move, you slip, and you be scientific in there. That's the game plan people have been running with for a very long time because it takes courage, heart, to just push back the boogeyman with the big right hand. So it's not that easy to just push him back, people, unless you got heart. Mikey Garcia, he could have beat the weight bully Spence, but he didn't have heart. He didn't want to counter. He didn't want to push the boy back. I told you, the weight bully Spence can't fight going backwards, people. But so people talk about Terrence Crawford and your boy weight bully Spence and how Terrence Crawford could beat him because he got the boxing skill to movement, right? Switch hitter, good footwork. But I think Terrence Crawford needs to, reassess. I'm not saying Terrence Crawford felt he could win that way, but us, the people, believe we thought he would fight that way to ultimately beat a guy that got slow foot, don't move his head, and terrible boxing skills like the way Bully Spence. But he needs to re-examine and say, hold on. Maybe I should take the fight to the boy, the weight bully. Maybe I should bring that action to him. Maybe I should push him back. Maybe I should stand in front of him like an OG. You dig what I'm saying? See what he really got. Instead of moving around the ring and wasting my energy, maybe if I plant my 2 feet, 10 toes down, maybe I can get him out of here. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the last piece. You understand me? Once we get rid of that cocksucker, we finished, people. We good. We back to boxing. We back to boxing. Soon as we get the weight bully Spence, because we already got the cocksucker, the sloppy up out of here. He up out of here, bro. He can't recover from this. He can't recover from this. You see what I'm saying? Because what he gonna do? He gonna fight another tomato can. And if he knocked them out, people gonna say, well, tomato can. You know what I'm saying? So, you dig? So, my point is, we only got to focus on the weight bully Spence now as far as, the American so-called champions that are running around amok. It's the weight bully Spence. Now, we got an opportunity, like we had it with Sean Porter, to finish the job, and we're going to get him. But at the end of the day, I'll leave you with this, right? When we talk about the pay-per-view numbers, man, Tyson Fury brought in the majority of those buys. I'm telling you. Because people are casuals, and casuals, for the most part, are Caucasian. And Caucasian are going to pay to watch their boy put hands and feet on a black man on Black History Month. You see what I'm talking about? The first fight showed the people. Look, the first fight did what? 326, 325, right? Why did it double that? You know why it doubled that? Because the white people, and I'm saying that because I'm saying if you look at the casual, and I'm thinking of the word casual. My name is Casual Boxing Talk, right? But you think of the casual, you think of the white guy that you used to watch boxing back in the days. You look at the black old guy that used to watch boxing back in the days and bring their son, bring their daughter to watch the fight, bring their girlfriend to watch the fight. So what I'm talking about, that type of conservative fighter, right? A boxing watcher who went to Vegas for a holiday and it's a big fight, heavyweight. You know what I mean? Those are the casuals. So my point is, when you look at 325 on the first, and they doubled it on the second, it's because no one thought, and that's why I told you, no one thought that Tyson Fury was going to be able to fight or keep it competitive or win versus Deontay Sloppy because of the so-called big right hand, because of the so-called knockouts, because of the highlights they might have seen. Oh, he's a beast. Oh, he's a killer. But they didn't know he was trash. So that the Tyson Fury showed, bro, I'm the great white hope. I'm from the UK. I'm different out here. I get busy. Y'all ain't never seen me before. You see what I'm talking about? You need to go back, check some tape, man. I was lineal. I am lineal. I'm Ring Magazine. It's going to be 2 times. You see what I'm saying? So when people bought into, who Tyson Fury really was, yeah, we're going to watch the second fight because all Tyson Fury needs to do is tweak some things and he can win the fight. So that brought the extra buys. That brought people to the seats. That made people put their money, put their credit card number in the joint, and they said, we watching the fight. Tyson Fury got this. You see what I'm saying, people? That's what happened. So I'm going to credit Tyson Fury for the bulk of the buys. You dig what I'm talking about? And that's what it is, man. But at the end of the day, this still goes to show you that Deontay Wilder doesn't sell. He's worth nothing. And PBC lost their shirt because of this cocksucker. And they paying these guys a little bit too much, man. I heard they were supposed to pay these guys, somewhere around 25 or 29 million dollars for this fight. So if you add that up and you add up how much they made, if it was 700 buys, it doesn't add up to break even or nor make a profit, and they won't get anything from the back end as far as pay-per-view, the extra money. So at the end of the day, it's this it's a win-win for the fans, right? Because we don't care about the money, we care about the fight. But when we talk about the numbers, we're talking about crossing the street and around the corner, something being successful, and then wanting to do it again. But I think this just pushed us back. I think the way Billy Smith and Terrence Crawford is a bigger fight, but I'm not sure if the people that believe that. At the end of the day, you rocking with your boy CBT. Something light, something simple, man. Holla at your boy, subscribe to the channel. You know how we do. Peace.